Hi everybody, Multi Craftsman here again. I'm working on a new, go ahead and kick it out of the way. I'm working on a new project. I'm going to build a new compound. This is a piece of metal that I have. It's 2.5 inches wide, it is 6.25 inches long, and I've made a couple of passes cutting a groove down the center, which will be a dovetail, hopefully, when I'm finished. So the old compound, is really nothing wrong with it, but I wanted to change a couple of things, and I don't like not being able to go back to the way it was in the beginning. And I'm going to cut a slot in the top of this one. What do they call it? A T slot for the quick change 2 post and any other 2 post design that I want to put in. Mine has no slot, and I adapted it where the quick change 2 post works and works fine, but I just want a compound that has the slot. Now, the problem that I have run into and why they really don't have a slot in these things is because of the lack of space. I made a prototype out of wood, and just 1 second and I'll be back. Taking a piece of wood here, I have turned it down to roughly the height of the one that I have. The 2 posts I have is a 5.25 long. This is 6.25, 1 inch longer, simply because I was making a taper one time, and I noticed for making a number 2 taper that I couldn't just twist the compound to the side. It didn't cut one quite long enough. It was a little short. I don't remember exactly how much short. It wasn't much. It went ahead, made a taper that worked just fine, but you can't get to the length that's specified in the books. So I'm making this one a little bit longer. It shouldn't affect anything. I'm not going to fool with the threading bar, whatever you call them, the threaded rod that runs through the center of the adjustment rod. I'm going to try the one that's on there and see what it does. I'm going to probably make another one, but it will be another project. This is just to make the compound. One of the problems you run into is, like I said, the lack of space. You got this slot, and you got this slot, and you got very little room between these. If you're not careful and figure it right, you got probably a little under 1/8 of an inch between the top of this and the bottom of this. Okay, so you have to be very leery of that. You have to cut these a little thinner than I wanted to cut them. This is a 1/4 inch slot here, and there's a little about 1/8 of an inch in this top. This is I don't remember the dimensions now, a little over 1 inch wide here. Yeah, and there's 60 degrees dovetail here. So this should work. But like I said, when you put the quick change 2 post on here, if it's set all the way to the bottom, your 2 is just a hair above the center line. I've got a few things I'm considering about doing that. Correcting that, but really you can't lower this down anymore without machining the piece that is on there. So that's some deals to be worked out. So okay, I'm going to get on with this project. I'm going to run this mill down the center, cut it a little bit deeper, and see if I can't put a dovetail bit on there and cut those out. But for now, this is my project. And the reason I decided to put it on film, you see I have started it already. I've cut it to length and started milling it down. Then I decided I was going to go ahead and make a video of it. It was because I didn't really see anybody making any videos about making a compound. I did see one about somebody that was in school that made a compound from scratch, but other than that, I guess I'm going to attempt to make one. Okay. Okay, well, using my 1-inch milling bit, I have cut a slot in the bar approximately 350 thousandths deep. That's my goal for depth. And now I'm going to have to switch over from a straight milling bit to a dovetail milling bit. No, I misspoke. I forgot. I have to go a little bit wider. 1 inch is not quite wide enough, so I'm going to have to bore a few thousandths on each side, and then I will switch over to a dovetail bit. Well, I don't even have to apologize for that. That fits. Yeah, you know what they say, even an old blind hog will find an acorn every once in a while. But that's just about perfect on this. And this is the old one. I'm going to take that over there. Yeah, so that's going to fit just about perfect. Now I just need to cut the T-slot across. Okay. I guess we shall continue on. Now I just made the first pass on my T-slot. I'll make it down to the required depth using a straight end mill, and then I'm going to put a slot cutter, which will cut out to the side to make the slot. I have marked a safety line that you see the blue, just to make sure that while I'm running the numbers, I just don't go too deep. Well, I just made my final pass on this, and this puts a groove 550 thousandths deep. That gives me a separation between the dovetail and this slot of about 1/8 of an inch, which is about perfect. I could even go down a few more thousandths if I need to, because there's nothing really pressing on this little bit of metal between the dovetail and the slot. But I'm going to leave it as it is for right now, and I'm going to put the slot cutters on there, and I'm going to cut the slots out for about 1/4 of an inch slot, because I'm going to have to mill some off of the top. This is going to be a little bit high. From all my computations, it's going to be a little high, and it's going to be hard to get the tool down low enough so that it will hit the midpoint of the spindle. Okay, now that's where I stand now. Okay, back out here. The compound is pretty much finished. I'm not exactly sure how much I'm going to have to shave off the top yet. I'm going to actually measure it and be absolutely sure that I'm correct. But one of the things I need to do before I can do that is to mount the quick change 2 post to it, so I can set it up and actually do the measurements. And this is the piece that's made to go in the T-slot. This is a piece that came with my quick change 2 post. I've never done anything with it because I didn't have a T-slot. This is the piece that has to be milled that came with the quick change 2 post. I milled one side down to a little big, and I'm milling this side down. It's going to be a little big, and then I'm going to get an exact measurement and bring it on down the next time. I shoot for a little close the first time, and then I actually do a check, because there's been an awful lot of times I have made mistakes in my close. Turns out that I misread the calibers or whatever. You know, calibers will give you a number, but sometimes if you don't wiggle it just right or get it on a piece or whatever, there can be a good bit of difference in there. So, and normally I don't show these turnings because this machine is a little bit loud. I can go ahead and show 1 or 2 little cuts here, but it's kind of hard to talk and show it, so I'll just turn it on and make a pass or 2. I think I need to take about 3 more passes here, I believe. I'm taking about 20 thousandths off at a hit. we're going to take her out and take a look at it and see what it looks like now. Okay, well, I got the little piece milled down. I put my quick change 2 post on my compound and I adjusted it down a little bit to match the center point. And it's got a little bit more adjustment to go. I may not have to mill any off the top, but this is a 3/8, I believe. It could be a 1/2 inch. If it's a 1/2 inch, I'm good. But that's a 2 bit. And I got plenty of room to adjust. The only things that's left for me to do at this time is I have to drill 2 screws that match these 2 screws, and that way I can change these compounds out anytime I want to. All I have to do is loosen these screws and pull the screw out and put the screw in the other one. Now the screw, I made this compound about 1 inch longer so that I could do tapers without being short. So the screw may not travel that inch. I'm not sure until I put it on and actually check. No big deal. I'll probably never use that inch for anything except for tapers, and I'll make another one for a project sometime, but it's not going to be a project for right now. This project is just getting this compound on and working, and it looks pretty good here, and it looks like a very good compound. Let's see here. Oh yeah, I can't loosen that. Let's see here. Let me just take this compound off for a second while I can show. This is another project for somewhere down the road. This gib is going to be 1 inch short. It's not really going to affect anything. I'm going to put it here on that end, but I'm going to have to drill matching holes because these are indented everywhere there's a screw. So I'm going to have a matching here, and because most of the slack is affected the most down here on this end, I'm going to put it to this end and leave this open. And for the time being, I'll get around to making another one of these. This is not going to be a biggie, but for right now I'm just going to use what I have. The project was to build the compound, put a T-slot in the compound, which is there. Can I zoom? Yep, got a T-slot now, so now I can change out these tools. Okay, I'm just showing my method for doing a quick and easy way of transferring these holes. I took a tri-square with this aligned to the bottom. Let's see what it shows. I don't know, but anyway, put the tri-square down to where the holes are to get the height. Then I took the tri-square and laid it on here with a scribe. And you can see where I have scribed a very light line. Okay, now using a compass, I have a little prick point right here that I have made with a center punch, and centering my compass there. Well, get my hand out of the way here. With my compass, is it on the camera? Not very well, is it? There we go. This is the compass. And the center point is right here, and now this leg is adjusted out to line up with this hole. Now I can simply shove it out of the way and make a scratch. Now, oh yeah, by the way, I forgot to mention, at the tail end I stuck a magnet. That way I can just stick this to it and it will just stay right there. The end is not flat here on this piece, so it keeps pulling around, but that's okay. It doesn't hurt anything. So right here in the point. Now I can zoom out to my next hole, which is right here. I can flip it back out of the way, make my scratch, cross my line, pick it back up out of the way, go down here to the next hole. Look, get back in that little hole, buddy. That's good right there. Slide it back out of the way, make my scratch. And for the last one, this thing would be tight. I had it loose. Yeah, it's just tight. That's it right there. And slide it back out of the way. Still in the hole, make my scratch. Now I have all my screw points all marked. Well, there's other ways, but you know, that was my way. Simple, easy, and effective for this anyway. Thank you. I placed it in the milling vise, and I put the drill chuck back on, and I placed a little dimple right where each of the screws will be, including the one that I intend to put on in the future. I may as well go ahead and drill the hole for the screw now and get it tapped, and that way when I make the little forget what you call it, the little bar that's going adjusting for slack. When I make another one, all I have to do is place the little dimple on the bar. I'll already have the screw here. Okay, now I got to find the right drill bit, and I'm probably going to use a 632. I know the original was probably a metric, but I don't have any metric screws right now, so I'm going to use a 632. Okay, I've taken a little Allen wrench and I removed the two screws on the end of my old compound to remove the knob and the screw. And I'm going to use this on my new compound, but I need to locate the hose properly. So you just remove the two screws and unscrew it and slide it right out. Okay, well, I drilled and tapped the two holes and put the little screw on, so I have that. Feels identical to the old one, but it was very good. So now I have I made it a little bit tight, but well, anyway, it will break in. So now I have a compound that has a T-slot in it. I can slide the different tools. I'm going to remove that screw right there. I have a pair of pliers laying around. I may as well do it right now. And then I will put the old compound on it. And that way, all I really have to do is just remove the two screws, unscrew the bolt, pull this out, and slide this off, and slide the other one on, and I can go back and forth if I ever have a reason between compounds. For anyone that did not watch my video on how I adapted mine, let's see if I can't just set it right up here. Am I on it? No, but I am now. I made this threaded bar here. Just to slide over the one that was here. It moves, but it's too tight to fool with by hand. Okay, now this is the old stud that was there. This is the old tube post. It's got my homemade bushing in it right there. So I can just put it on there. So anytime I want to use this tube post holder, I can just slide the whole thing on. Anytime I want to use this one, now I can just slide this one on. So now I have two compounds, and I do have an adapter for this one in case I do need it for some reason. Hopefully this is going to be great. There's no slack in this tube post compound at all. I cut everything kind of tight. Okay, well, this was my project. Thanks for watching.